Two-Tone Zone. Two-Tone Zone.
What's going on? What's going on, Tight Nation? Thank you for tuning into the Two-Tone Zone. I am your host, Mr. Two-Tone, and I have two friends of the Two-Tone Zone here in the building with us. I'm going to go ahead and reintroduce our homie, Little Miami Jags fan. Kiwi, man, thank you so much for coming on the show this evening, bro. We appreciate you.
Hey, appreciate you having me on, man. I'm not a sore loser, so ready to talk shop with you guys.
Right.
Congrats on the win yesterday, but we'll be back.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. And we have a veteran of the Two-Tone Zone. We got Ian in the building. What's happening, bro?
What's going on, Mr. Two-Tone, man? Thank you for having me again.
Man, it's my pleasure, man. We always love having your input on the show, your perspective, and Little Miami Jags fan. We're not here to throw jabs and to talk smack. We're just gonna visualize what it is and not what it's not. You know what I'm saying?
I'm here for it, man. I'm here for
it. Got you, man. So I'm gonna start with Ian, man. What were your initial feelings from the beginning of the game to the end of the game?
My initial feeling going into the game is that that we should definitely get a W, just for the sake of trying to secure the AFC South, just add another corner to our piggy bank, just to secure and get separation in the division. Right. Also, just going into it, just kind of making up for what we did last Sunday out there, East Rutherford, New Jersey, man, taking that L the way we did against the Jets, just kind of getting that bad taste out of our mouth.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. What about let's talk about the third and fourth quarter, man. Once like things started slowing down for us, we really weren't moving the chains like that. How did you feel? Because I know personally, there was points in that game where I thought we could potentially lose.
Man, so yeah, third quarter when they were driving, I think it was 31-12, and then the Jags put it to 31-19. I was kind of like, here we go, the same old Titans. They're about to blow it. Our defense about to choke, man. But they pulled through. But I definitely got nervous. They definitely made this tight fan here quite nervous there for a minute.
For sure. What about you, Kitty, man? How'd you feel going into the game, and then in the middle of the game when there was opportunity for y'all to take over and control that momentum of the game and potentially win, and then to the end of the game? Let's talk about those emotions.
Yeah, I had high expectations going into the game, honestly, because we're coming off what was our best game of the year on that Thursday night game against Cincy. We had Trevor Lawrence playing his best game of the year. Play caller was good. The defense actually they were bad in the second half of that game, but in the first half they played the best ball that they played all year. So going into the game had high expectations, and then what we'll call that fumble. What wasn't really a fumble, but after the fumble, it kind of went downhill after that. But we had some chances. We were in the game. Couldn't really stay out our own way. Still can't stop anybody. So, that's run or pass. So, that's definitely something that needs to be shored up. But overall, I say decent game, a solid C effort. But it kind of let me down a little bit on what I was expecting heading into the game, especially a home game after playing your best game of the year.
Right, man. I understand how you feel, man. Like I said, at a certain point in the game, man, I was like, we're gonna blow it. You know what I'm saying? I was on my hands and knees hoping we got that goal line stand. You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Stop Carlos Hyde. What a great defensive effort by the entire that whole entire side, because it started with Tierra Tart, and Chris Jackson ended up initially pushing him back, and it got us the ball back, and the momentum started shifting. So I don't know if you guys been catching the last couple of shows, but I'm always preaching defense. That's where momentum has to be the key counterpoint of that. Defense wins championships, and they put points on the board for us. Like you say, it was maybe not a fumble, but to me, it looked like a fumble. He caught the ball, he was making a football move, and it was just like simultaneously Elijah Molden comes in, makes the play. So I was geeked up because that's what I've been preaching. I said defense got to put points on the board for us. So when that happened, I was like, see, I know what I'm talking about sometimes. So like that changed the whole dynamic of the game.
Yep.
But let's talk about James Robinson, man. Like how cold is he? Dude is the truth, man. He got co-signed from the King himself yesterday in the press conference. He said James Robinson is the truth. He's definitely out there trying to prove a point. He's a competitor. He's a tough runner, smart runner, patient. So I think in the years to come, if y'all get rid of him or don't utilize him the right way, it'd be silly on y'all's behalf. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we definitely are underutilizing him. You know what I mean? So I think this kind of whole off season has been kind of a little bit disrespectful to him. Starting with drafting a running back in the first round after you had where your running back was.
I agree.
Was the best player on the team. You know what I mean? So and then we start the season off. We're looking at week 1, 12 carries. Week 2, 13 carries, which is not enough touches for your best player. You want to get the ball in your best player's hands. So even this game, he only had 17 carries, maybe. I mean, that's still not enough. And then you talk about the goal line stands. Best player's not even in the game at the end of the game. With the game on the line, technically, you know what I mean. So yeah, it's just definitely he's underrated, underutilized a lot. He doesn't get enough credit for how good he is. Even thinking about it last year, I mean, on a horrible team, he was head and shoulders the best player on the team. With a bad line, everybody keying on him. With horrible quarterback play. So I mean, yeah, James Robinson is a competitor. He's going to be one of the better running backs. Definitely, he was in the top 100 for the NFL players this year. So I definitely agree with that ranking for sure.
I wouldn't be too upset about drafting Travis Etienne because that was a package deal. Trevor Lawrence was like, look, if I come, he's got to come with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I think that's truly what it was. But like you just said, James Robinson he's undervalued, man. Last year he put up 1,400 yards, and he wasn't really even the primary running back last year, right? So.
Well, he was.
Was he?
Yeah,
okay.
He was. Yeah, that's one of the reasons. They saw him in the preseason. That's one of the reasons why they cut Fournette, because they realized early on he was going to be a guy. So,
okay. Yeah. All right. Well, my bad for that statement. I don't keep tabs on the Jags like that, but it just seemed like it was kind of up in the air. But he gave us a headache yesterday, man. He had 18 carries. He had a big explosive play for 58 yards. So that was impressive, but at the end of the day, he put up 149. And this season, we really haven't been giving up big rushing yards like that. So to see that happen, was disappointing. But you got to kind of pick your poison, man, because we've been getting beat deep lately. So we had to shut down something. You know what I mean? Pick our poison. So I feel like we did a good job in that regard. But y'all are moving the chains, man. Y'all had more yards at the end of the game than us. Y'all are moving it, man.
Yeah, and it goes a little bit to not being able to close the game out. And then also, field goal kicking situation is horrible in Jacksonville.
Right.
So,
no, it is for sure.
Yeah.
What's his name? That kicker.
I don't even know the kicker's name from last week. Josh Lambo is the regular kicker, so he hasn't been good either though. So I think he's been dealing with some personal issues. So they kind of give him a healthy scratch the last 2 games because of those personal issues. But here we are, week 6, heading into the season, week 6. So we still have kicked a field goal. We have yet to kick a field goal.
Oh wow!
Throughout the season, so we're 0 for 6 in 5 games so far, and we have yet to kick a field goal, which is horrible. And not just that, they're missing PATs too. So I mean, missing a PAT.
Right.
They missed 3 PATs, and we missed 6 field goals so far in the year.
I didn't know that.
Well, hey, Ian and I can relate, man, to the kicker situation.
That to be honest, hearing that. Offensive you little Miami, but that definitely made me count my blessings with our kicking situation. Like really, because I was thinking that we was in the blues, but man, that's terrible. I had no idea.
First team in history to go through 5 games without kicking one single field goal.
Oh wow, okay.
That's crazy, man. Hey, we feel your pain, man. And we're not gonna give Randy Bullock a pass. Like he missed the extra point at the end of the game. You know what I'm saying?
By no means.
Right. Yeah. And he missed the field goal against the Jets, man. But
he's no military at all.
No, definitely not, man. So I mean, hey, guys got to earn their keep, man. So I'm trying to figure out is Bullock our guy moving forward, or we're gonna get Sam Ficken back after he's healed? What do you think, on that, Ian?
I'm definitely thinking Bullock is not going to be our permanent guy. I just think he's a quick fix for right now. He's been serviceable for us, so I think that's the reason why he's still with the team. But definitely when Sam Ficken comes back, or they can find someone even better, there definitely will be the kicker for the Titans. I don't see Bullock being here for a long term.
Absolutely. I want to just pivot real quick. I want to talk about AJ Brown coming back. I knew he wasn't. I mean, he was a factor in the beginning of the game, right? 3 catches, 38 yards. He did what he had to do. He was active, but I knew we weren't going to use him as much. I figured that's how much we were going to use him. I figured that he's going to be a decoy at best, go out there and take a little attention off some other guys, and he definitely did that, which opened up Marcus Johnson for him to be our leading receiver that game. What are your thoughts on AJ Brown, his importance, and how soon do you think he's going to get back to the AJ Brown he typically is?
It's for me, right?
Yes, for you. Yes, sir.
All right. So with AJ Brown, you could definitely tell he's not 100%. He all but said it yesterday in the presser that he's not 100%. But going forward, as he gets, hopefully he gets a little healthier and everything, that we're going to need him. We're going to need him and Julio definitely when it comes to December, January. Hopefully, knock on wood that we're there to really step up and to show out. But I'm comforted by seeing Marcus Johnson yesterday.
Right.
I know he was getting a lot of praise from a lot of the local media in Nashville, and it's showing. Like yesterday showed what he had 3 catches for 52 yards.
Right.
He was very serviceable. He could definitely be wide receiver number 3 behind Julio and AJ. But I think AJ will be fine. I just think he just needs to get his conditioning up.
Right.
Get a little healthier, and he'll be fine. Get his groove back. He'll definitely be fine. And just hold on to the ball, man. Put some stick-ups on your hands, AJ. Right. Hold the ball, man. You be fine. Yeah,
right, man. Man, he took a shot yesterday, man. He almost made it to the end zone, but took a shot. I thought he was gonna have a concussion, man, because that was straight helmet to helmet contact right there. Should have been a penalty, man. But hey, whatever. It's in the past. But I thought he was gonna be out for another 2 weeks with a concussion.
Yeah.
After that hit.
I know Vrabel was saying that he came out healthy, so he toughed it out. So maybe he toughed it out after that blow. But yeah, I think yesterday was just more so. I think we needed someone of his caliber on the field. If he was even 60-70% to go, we definitely needed someone out there serviceable, at least out there on the field with Tannehill and Henry.
Right. At least one of the 2 threats. At least Julio or AJ, man. Like if one of them are on the field, that's fine. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Exactly. So yeah, we definitely needed that, and I think that was just even a boost for the offense in general. Like you said, being even just being a decoy.
Right. No, for sure. What are your thoughts on us? I guess limiting the sack numbers that we had the week prior against the Jets. There were 7 sacks. We had 3 sacks yesterday. How do you feel about the offensive line, their progress? Do you feel like they're on an upwards trend, or you think it was just because the Jaguars' pass rush isn't as strong?
I think it's a little bit of to be honest, I think it's a little bit of both. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's a little bit of both. I think that there were times where the offensive line held up, and then there was other times where I saw some blown assignments. But I think also we were, no offense to you, Little Miami, but it was the Jaguars, and they're pretty down on the total ball as far as that stat of sacks. So, I think we'll have a more gauge of the offensive line come Monday night against Buffalo. That's one of the top defensive teams in the league right now. So I think you'll have a better gauge, a better assessment of where our O-line is come next Monday.
I mean, but these are the games that we win. The games that we're going to probably expected to lose. Be on show out, right? So
right.
But I don't want to speak too soon on that. So that leads me to my next question for a little Miami Jags fan, man. So let's talk about what is it that your defense needs to become successful? I know we were talking briefly before the show. You feel like it's the pass rush, correct?
Yeah, I think it's mostly pass rush because that'll kind of free up some other things. I mean, I think the secondary plays well for the most part. And I think a pass rush will help him out a lot because I mean most of the time, like looking at the game yesterday, Tannehill had all day to throw the ball with the exception of a few pressure here and there, but yeah, it's gonna be pass rush starting there, and then maybe some secondary help, but pass rush for sure. That'd be the first thing.
Right, man. What's the status on Miles Jack right now?
Um, they haven't updated much from what I've seen on it right now, so I don't know. I haven't heard anything here recently, so I think he should be all right, but we'll see.
Right. I mean, hey, y'all got credited for 3 sacks yesterday, but I think it was 2. There was one sack. They ruled a sack where Tannehill got 1 yard back. He got 1 yard on a when he was getting rushed. He got up and they called it a sack.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, man, see, look, they playing right now.
It's funny you said that because I was thinking why did they mark them 3? Because I was thinking that too. I was only thinking 2 as well. Actually, to after the game when I was hearing the post game stuff, and I saw they credited them for 3.
For sure. How do you feel about Trevor Lawrence right now in his progress as a quarterback?
Yeah, I mean, I like what I'm seeing out of Lawrence. I was talking a little bit about it before the show. So he what I see about him the most is like early on he was making a lot of mistakes. He's just having trouble reading defense, and that's coming from Clemson. It's really vanilla offense. So I mean, he got maybe 1 or 2 quick reads to go through, but he's learning that. Even in high school, he ran an offense similar to Clemson offense, so he hasn't had a lot of chance, to read defenses. So as he progresses and he goes through, NFL is a copycat league, so they're going to see things that other people try to do to shut him down early in the season, and he's going to recognize that going on in the season. So I thought he played well, other than the late interception, which was pretty bad, but yeah,
he threw
he's
it
well.
he threw it right to KB, man.
I understand what he's doing at this point in the game, just kind of throwing it up, instead of taking a sack. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, he played pretty well yesterday.
I'll take it for stats purposes. We'll take it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we talked briefly before the show about Trevor Lawrence like still being kind of stuck in that college playbook, and I feel that high school, college, it really hindered him for the NFL simply because when you're a quarterback, man, you got to be able to play under center. You got to be able to read defenses from under center and be able to operate from there. And that's just the foundation of it right there. And if that's not one of your strong points, man, I feel like he will struggle down the line. So hopefully the quarterback coach and offensive coordinator gets him situated to where he can become a quarterback that can play under center. I mean, because all the greats can play under center. They could do it all. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
But go ahead.
I was going to also, but that's why, to be me personally, I'm not a big supporter advocate for rookies coming in straight out the draft, out of college, starting on the NFL team. You tend to notice a lot of times, a lot of guys usually struggle as rookies and even second year guys. You notice a lot of the guys who usually come in behind someone usually when it's time for them to step in. Excuse me, they perform a little bit better. I could probably think of
Russell Wilson.
Yeah, someone like him.
Roethlisberger.
Yeah, they came in straight out of college and really
very
and
few.
made some noise. Very few.
But
yeah,
Tom Brady had Bledsoe.
Right. He was on here for a whole season and a half.
Aaron Rodgers had Brett Favre.
Yeah, he was three seasons. Yeah, so I think a lot of times, even going back to like when you think about a guy like Troy Aikman, he came in out of Oklahoma and they was 1-15 his first year. Peyton Manning, they were 3-13 when he first got drafted by the Colts. So I think sometimes it takes time. Like we can't expect to draft a guy, even though they might be highly touted coming out of college. But a lot of times it's not that successful their rookie year or even second year for them to come in and be highly successful in the league.
No, I agree. I agree.
The second another part to that too is like it's a little bit different with Lawrence situation because let's say we play Minshew, who was with the team early on. We play Minshew. We already see what we got with Minshew. You know what I mean? Right. Sometimes trial by fire is the way to go. So we really weren't expecting to be good this year anyway. You know what I mean? We weren't expecting to contend for the division. I mean, if we did, it would have been all benefits or kudos looking up from where we're at. But at this point, it made sense. I'm usually a sit-em type of guy. Like we talk a little bit about Trey Lance. Like I think he'll be better off sitting because they have a quarterback who can get them to the playoffs. With
I agree.
Garoppolo.
I disagree. I disagree there.
I don't think he can win. I don't think they can win it all with him, but he can get them to the playoffs. He can.
I agree. I agree with that. Yeah.
They got a strong team. I mean, outside of the injuries and stuff, man. But yeah. So in his situation, I mean, it benefited Lawrence to play early, even though he's going through some struggling pain. He'll get that experience. You know,
Right.
he'll be able to kind of get real game experience against NFL players. Whereas, you know, if he's sitting, you know, it's no real benefit to him where he's getting better here. But you know, it's kind of a situation or case by case basis with the quarterback.
I'm with you. I'm definitely with you with the case by case situation. And you brought up Trey Lance. I'm going to bring up Justin Fields. Dalton was named the starter with Chicago, right? And for me, it's just like, is Dalton your future or is he not? Because I mean, honestly, 1 year at best, he probably won't produce very much. He might get hurt. You know, if you're gonna do that, you know, if that has to mean that you believe in this quarterback and he's your future. You know what I mean? So I would, in the Justin Fields situation, I believe they should have started him week 1. You know, that way he could have got a little more experience and not having to come in midway through the game and have to perform a miracle. Right. So it's a case by case situation. I agree with that. You know, Mariota came in for us. He had the keys, to do his thing. But
from day one,
he gave our franchise mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. So I am very grateful for Marcus Mariota. He had an unfortunate situation with the injuries, with the offensive coordinators just coming in and out, revolving door. So it is case by case situation. So
I agree.
But with Trevor Lawrence, man, I think you guys are in a good position, man. I don't feel like you guys are going to keep continuing on a downwards trend. I think it's just going to go up after he gets more reps, after he gets more comfortable, a little more a couple more weapons out there. So that's all it was.
Yep.
Absolutely. Let's talk about Derrick Henry, man. Let's talk about King Henry real quick. How do you feel about King Henry, man? I know, he's beloved and hated down in Duval and Dooley and Jacksonville. Like, so as a Jags fan, he kind of exposes y'all every time, or he said some type of accolade, some type of historical. Like, how do you feel about King Henry?
Every game. I don't know what it is. I think it's just him, playing against the team that he's close to, that where he grew up. But I mean, look. Before, you can say it was the defensive coordinator because we've had the same defensive coordinator. He's not schemed to stop Henry, but we got a new defensive coordinator, brand new scheme, same exact result. So, I mean, at this point, I'm just gonna say every time we play Derrick Henry, he's good for 120 and 2 touchdowns. So if you ain't got him in your fantasy league, you better pick him up when you're playing the Jags. That's for sure.
That's for sure. But hey, they came out hitting though. They was trying to prove a point with Derrick Henry at first because for a while he couldn't get out the blocks, man. For a while.
But, they did a good job in the first half containing them. I will say that. Yeah,
no, for sure, man.
But then you got to start throwing the pass, in there a little bit. So hitting with the play action and stuff like that. So I mean, they had to make some adjustments to that, and that kind of freed up Henry to run around a little bit. So
absolutely, man. But that's what comes, because the Jags were playing a lot of man defense, man. And we had number 11 on the field, man. So that's just hey, can you win that one-on-one defensive matchup against number 11 every single time? And if you put a lot of attention on him, it just frees up a lot of other people, and then the run game always opens up the pass game. Salute to Derrick Henry, man. I am definitely very grateful for what he does, man, and how he approaches the game, and he's just evolving and getting better and better. What about you, Ian, man? What do you feel about King Henry, man? Is he going for 2K this year?
Though he's definitely on pace. Oh, sorry, he's definitely on pace for 2K. I just at this point, it's just like nothing seems to faze me anymore about what he's doing. He's up to, like, now at this point, he's at the point of his career now where he's breaking records that only like Jim Brown and Eric Dickerson has, OJ Simpson, like those guys. So definitely, he's definitely on his way to greatness, on his way to Canton. All hail the king, man. That's it.
For sure. I was talking to D Weez and Mark on our last show. I was talking about how like the league is kind of going towards having two running backs that can get the job done. Having that two-headed monster. A lot of teams have that. I feel that we need to start taking that approach. As far as just mixing things up a little bit. I'm not saying like to
Right.
don't give. I'm not talking about giving our second guy, the majority of the snaps. That's just stupid. But just mixing it up a little bit.
But I also think a lot of the workload that he has, some of it has to do with the injury of Darrington Evans too, with Evans being out on reserve. But I think he's back now. I think he's designated to return, but I don't think he's been put on the active roster. I'm looking to see how Henry's workload would change once Darrington Evans comes back into the picture.
I could dig it, man. I was very impressed with the creativity from Todd Downing. We seen Batson line up in the Wildcat direct snaps. We saw reverses to Chester Rogers. So I mean, if we're doing things like that throughout the game, I'm cool with that because you got said, I mean, we almost had, and then with Tannehill using his legs, we almost finished the game with 200 rushing yards total, being that we had 5 or 6 guys rushing the football.
Yep.
And that's productive.
Right.
It definitely gives teams headaches. They have to plan and prepare to stop multiple aspects of the run game. So that's basically just all I'm alluding to, because Jimmy McNichols got an opportunity to carry the ball, 9 yards.
He's leading the team in receptions
and receiving. So
and
lining up at receiver. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's very impressive, man. So like I said, I just think if we're gonna be creative like how we were yesterday, I'm cool with not having that extra back there.
I agree.
Or somebody that can get it done just as well.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I'm very impressed with Derrick Henry, man. And I know, every time we play, I know this man, little Miami Jags fans, man, come on. how are we gonna stop this tractor, man? El Tractocito. How are we gonna stop that? Let's talk about. So I just want to kind of pivot a little bit. So obviously, the offensive line has got to do something right for Derrick Henry to get the yards and the progress that he's having. So we can't discredit our offensive line too much. Would you agree on that, Ian?
You say that we cannot discredit them?
Yeah, I mean, like we can
talk No, I wouldn't say that. Yeah, I wouldn't say that. I just think compared to this time last season, they're still a notch below than what we probably used to seeing them perform. But yeah, I wouldn't knock them too, because even like yesterday, they were better. I think Lawan didn't give up any pressures or sacks. I think Quesenberry and Nate Davis gave up like a sack apiece. So they are pretty serviceable. Now, our tight end blocking that's another story. But but I think overall, as the season goes on and as guys get healthier, and get more condition, like I said, I think we'll get stronger for sure.
No, absolutely. I mean, as far as the pass protection goes, we're on pace for Tannehill to get sacked 70 times this year.
Yeah, I know. Yep.
That's crazy. That's insane, and it's just not going to be sustainable if that's where we're going to continue to trend towards.
Yeah.
Not at all. It's unhealthy. But I'm just glad that it did. Like the sacks didn't happen early in the game, because that's what throws that man off, is getting rattled early. You know what I'm saying? Like that's gonna throw anybody off.
Right.
The nature of you looking over your shoulder every single time, like you're not gonna be comfortable. You
know
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Roger Saffold is healthy, man. I want to give a shout out to Corey Levin. He came in and held things down.
Yep.
He really did. So what's the deal with Saffold, man? Like every week he's going down.
So it sounds like he's having this recurrent shoulder issue. And I know last week he was in also earlier last week he was in concussion protocol. Yeah. So I don't know. I was looking back. I kind of looked back on the play to where he was down, but I didn't really see anything significant to cause him to to have to lead a game injured. So I don't know if it's that same recurring lingering issue that he has or what. But we got to keep in mind he is 32, 33 now. So he's getting older. So may take him a little while to kind of gain his bearings a little bit. But yeah, I think it's more so the recurrent shoulder issue and the concussion protocol thing that he was going through. So I don't know, but hopefully that he can kind of once again bounce back from that, because we're gonna need him.
Absolutely. All right, Keith, man, let's talk about pros and cons. What are some pros that you took away yesterday from your team's performance, and what are some cons? Give me 2 and 2.
Yeah. So pros is I still like what I see with Trevor Lawrence's ascension. So he's getting better each week, which is what you want to see from your young quarterback. Um, also, a, a pro for me, I mean, James Robinson is a given, so I'm not gonna really use that as a pro. He's established as our best player. So, but pro for me is what we seen from Dan Arnold yesterday. Like prior to what we saw from Dan Arnold yesterday, our tight end play has been horrible throughout the entire season. So,
Right.
I wasn't a big fan of the C.J. Henderson trade, a couple weeks ago because we could have got Dan Arnold in free agency for without having to give up a player for him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Which
Right.
they chose to ignore the tight end position until we got well into the season, and they saw what everybody else was seeing throughout the preseason that we had no tight end. So I mean, I was definitely excited to see what outside of the fumble. I was excited what we saw from the tight end position yesterday. Not just him, but we got Jacob Hollister caught the touchdown pass.
Right. Beautiful catch.
In the end
Beautiful
zone.
Yeah,
ball
it was
too.
nice.
Beautiful
Yep.
ball too, man.
Yeah.
Trevor Lawrence put that right on the money. That was a beautiful ball.
He did. So yeah, he had a couple of good plays. Like he escaped the sack on a play and threw the ball down the field, which was pretty good. So yeah, I like what I see from him and also Dan Arnold. So the cons obviously is the defensive secondary is horrible. And I know we were without a starter in Tyson Campbell yesterday, but I honestly don't think that would have made much of a difference, in the overall scheme of things. It just looked like they were lost, for the most part. You guys running a bunt set, and we trying to do man out of the bunt set, which never, ever works out in NFL. But yeah, that'd be a con, and I say the tackling. Tackling every time we play you guys and Derrick Henry's there, the tackling is just horrible.
Right.
Like
I can
a
agree.
lot of times,
We
yeah, a lot of
missed a
times
lot
we
of
have him
tackles
in the
this season.
backfield, right? A lot of times we have Henry in the backfield. He end up breaking, 5, 6, 10-yard run on it. So yeah, tackling and the secondary was horrible yesterday. So we need better going
Man,
forward out of that.
valid pros and cons there. And what about you, man? Two pros and cons.
Pros, of course, always Henry. He always, he's definitely resilient player. Another, I think, pro for me is just you just seeing. I'm like the progression of Henry Landry the third. Like that guy's like all over the field, man. He's
Man,
like,
sure.
yeah, he is like a beast out there, loving it. Far as cons for me, I think the O line, I think could do better, and I think also another con for me too is just to see the almost to me like the decline of Rashaan Evans. Like I'm very disappointed in his play this season. Particularly was that 58-yarder that Robinson got on us yesterday.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to go in for a quarterback sneak, and Robinson just went through the gap, and that was it.
Right.
Those two things definitely. I think overall our defense. I think that's. This two-tone. That's been a recurring theme for the Titans for the past season and a half. Is
Right.
our defense being consistent. We have spurts to where we'll perform. The third down percentage is definitely has definitely improved. But I think overall we give up too many explosive plays on defense.
Yep.
We give away too many explosive plays on defense, and we're not consistent. I just think overall, just consistent, even on defense as a whole. It just also all three really all four aspects of the game going good all at the same time. Like defense might be good, they might get a stop, but our offense come on the field and we get a 3 and out. Offense may do good, get some points on the board. Our defense gives up big plays, or special teams. We only get 8 yards out of return, or the punter only punts the ball 15 yards. So that to me, there hasn't really been a game to where it was consistent in all aspects, and also coaching the other aspect. I'm sorry, where there's been some questionable play calling, some questionable things coming from the coaching staff. So I haven't really seen a game to where all four aspects of the team has been clicking on all cylinders together on a consistent basis.
No, for sure, absolutely. I mean, but I'm not going to say yesterday was complimentary football. You know,
Right.
I'm not gonna say that. You know, we got the job done.
Yeah,
But up against these juggernauts, man, the Bills, you know, teams that can move the chains and the Chiefs, like we can't go out there and play like that.
Yep.
Defensively and
Yeah.
offensively, man, we gotta execute.
Yep.
You know, it starts up front. So for me, pros, I would say on offense, I like the creativity yesterday from Todd Downing. You know, I didn't agree with every play call, but you know we're not going to. And play calls are gambles. You know what I'm saying? So I was very impressed with the creative play calling yesterday. We started to dwindle down in the second half. We really weren't explosive, moving the ball that much, but we ended up picking it back up just due to defense getting stops for us and that momentum change. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's a pro, and I would also say another pro for me is Elijah Molden, man. 2 weeks ago, I said he needs to gain confidence. He needs to make a big play that's going to give him that confidence that's just going to allow him to just keep progressing as a player. You know, he's so young, but he's been doing this his whole life, man. You know, he's been taught by his dad, and he loves the game. The man's a football head, so he's going to be a big piece for us down the line. And to see him, make big plays and just be confident, that was huge for me. And I also say too, Caleb Farley, he came in the game yesterday, being active. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't mean to get a pass breakup with him in the back, but still he was in the right spot. You know what I'm saying? So salute to that. As far as cons go, man, missed blocks, missed tackles, those things right there they're just gonna kill us. They're gonna eat us alive. And also too, dumb penalties, man. Dumb penalties just don't need to happen. I'll give Jeffrey Simmons a pass on his late hit on Trevor Lawrence yesterday because it really wasn't a late hit, but they protect the quarterback in the NFL. So I feel like that right there was bogus, but still at the end of the day, he's got to know that you can't do that. They're going to protect the quarterback, dude. So, and that's what gave them another opportunity to score and put the Jags in position to make something happen. And Danico Autry too. He illegal hands to the face, I think it was. I know things happen, but just clean it up. Dumb,
right.
Like they're dumb. They're pointless, and they're gonna end up putting us in the position we don't want to be in.
Right.
So that's what I would say. Do you have anything else you want to throw out there as far as pros cons, gentlemen?
Also for a pro, I didn't realize this. Speaking of the defense, and you were talking about Simmons, I didn't realize that Simmons is right now through week 5. Well, actually, 2 things. He and Aaron Donald had the same amount of quarterback pressures this week. It was 7. And and Simmons right now is 4th out of all defensive linemen in the league with quarterback pressures with 17. And I think the 3 people in front of him are Donald, JJ Watt, and another guy, another lineman. I think he plays for the Chargers. One of those two. But anyway, he's 4th, so he's in good company. So even though he may not getting sacks, he's definitely making some noise on the line.
For sure, man. And as far as pressure goes, we're getting pressure. We're not closing out.
Right. Yeah.
We're missing opportunities, man. So eventually that's gonna change for us eventually.
Yep.
But yeah, man. Big Jeff Simmons, man, he's an asset to us, man. Like, and he loves football. He's gonna give it his all. Yep. So, like you said, a salute to that man, for his efforts, man, for his efforts. As far as Harold Landry goes, we need to get that man the bag.
Yeah, for real.
Right, get him the bag, man, because
that dude is balling.
When is he not doing something for us?
He is balling.
Whether it's not like if it don't make the stat sheet, like he's still doing something. To go out there and produce, man. So give that man the bag. And you mentioned Rashaan Evans yesterday. He was only he had 0 individual tackles. He had 1 assist, but I will give him the credit of he did fill that gap, which made Carlos Hyde bounce out to the outside, right? Tart, you know what I'm saying? So it was Evans, Tier Tart, and then Chris Jackson finishing the playoffs. So I'm gonna give him that, man, because he's been there for us in goal line stand situations.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, even in that Baltimore game, the playoffs 2 seasons ago, that was on that 4th. I'll never forget it, on that 4th and 2 or whatever. That was him. Yeah.
I love the way he plays hard, man. But you're not gonna win every battle, man. You're gonna gamble and take risks and just hope it works out for the best. I just think he's had a lot of opportunities for himself that kind of just either he blew it or it's just unfortunately it didn't go his way. So I do think he will. I don't think he'll be a Titan next year, but I do think wherever he goes, man, he's gonna be a better player.
Yeah.
Just different systems, different schemes. And he's got the experience. So I think in the future he'll be all right. He'll be all right wherever he goes. And if we keep him, man, I'm rocking with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna rock with it. I'm not gonna be upset about it, but hey, we don't got no control over that, man. We're just fans, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Right. As far as the AFC South goes, I'll start with you, Lil Miami Jags fan. Let's talk about the AFC South. If you had to call it right now, who's winning the AFC South?
Titans. I'm going with the Titans right now. Couple reasons. Colts will be the next team in succession, but I don't trust Carson Wentz's health. You know what I mean? So I don't know if he's going to play in a week-to-week situation. So I mean, you guys have. I give it the best quarterback right now as far as like where the quarterback is right now, because I can't trust Carson Wentz. So quarterback play is big, especially going throughout the season. And you having to face the team 2 times, you're going to want your quarterback to be, on the upper echelon of the quarterback, especially in the division. But yeah, I think you guys are the better team. You got Derrick Henry, who is the best player in the division. So yeah, Titans, Colts, maybe able to sneak in there for a playoff. But you guys are taking the division.
Okay, all right. Well, Ian, what about you, man? Are you sleeping on these other teams in the AFC South, or are you giving them their credit and respect and think that we still gotta perform and execute? Or do you think it's gonna be a landslide?
I'm not gonna say it's gonna be a landslide because these are all professional teams, and most teams are only 1 or 2 major injuries away from having a bad season anyway.
Right.
But I think as of right now, as everything looks on paper, as everything is looking as far as performance on the field, I think by far the Titans is probably the most dominant team in the division. But I will say to give the Jags some credit, I agree with Lil Miami Jag fan that in about 2 or 3 years, I think the Jaguars will definitely, considering they probably get some better coaching.
Right.
In my opinion, they get some better coaching. I think that'd definitely be a force to reckon with in the division. I honestly feel like the Colts' better days are kind of behind them for now, for a number of reasons. Outside of who they have on their roster. But I think as for when we talk about this season, I definitely think that the Titans are pretty much are the kings of the South.
Right. I'm going to go ahead and agree with the both of you on the outcome. But I was watching. Oh, I wasn't watching. I was just keeping an eye on the Patriots and Texas game. The Texans could have won that game.
Yeah.
Some people say they should have won the game.
Yeah.
So I was nervous just keeping a look at. I don't want to be no hater or nothing. But at the same time, I want my team to make it to the playoffs and win the division. So I don't want to have to get no wild card spot. I had to cross our fingers. We don't want that. We want to win a thing in professional fashion. We won the South last year, but look, we got knocked out by the Ravens.
Yeah,
first round. You see what I'm saying? So, experience is key, but I don't want to count anybody out until until it's time to call it out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
unless we just go up in the South by four games. It's not looking too good. But I don't foresee that happening. The AFC South has always been kind of shaky. Open for grabs.
Yeah.
For grabs, man. So, I'm hoping for the best outcome. And just because you win the division don't mean anything. We still got to go out there and make things happen. So the Colts are winning right now against the Ravens at 7-0, right?
Yep.
Yeah, they're still up 7-0. Real quick, I don't want to hijack your show, but you guys see the breaking news? John Gruden and the Raiders are parting ways because of that email.
Oh wow.
Yeah. For the racial trope, huh?
Yeah, they said it was a lot of anti-gay stuff in there as well, so they reviewed the emails.
Man.
Oh wow.
Man.
So it was more things that were revealed in the emails?
Yep. Wow.
Wow, man, that's crazy. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Because didn't he sign like a 10-year deal?
It was a 10-year. Yeah, he was like in year 4 of the 10-year deal.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did not foresee that happening. I thought
didn't either.
I thought Urban Meyer was going to be out of there before Gruden.
Right.
I did too. Yeah, I did too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Man. I'm gonna take a look at that here after the show.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be all on SportsCenter after the game, you know.
Yeah. Adam Schefter did a little cut screen in the game to do that, so that's crazy.
Okay.
Right. Yeah. Oh man, that's crazy, man. Well, hey, it gives us something to kind of be entertained by, I guess. But hey, you know, if the dude was wrong, you know, hey, you make your bed, you gotta lay in it, man. You know, straight up.
Yeah.
A lot of people advocated for Gruden, but at the end of the day, man, you know, people say what's on their heart. You know,
yeah, what's on the heart come out, man.
Right.
Eventually.
I just think it's messed up. Like somebody was just holding this from 10 years ago, and like, you know, we're gonna get Gruden, man. Watch, we're gonna get you. That's crazy.
Right. That's crazy, right? Why now? That's I guess what I'm kind of looking at. Like, why now? What did he? Yeah.
But you know, the Raiders owner, he must have somebody in mind who he wants to come in, you know, and kind of take things over.
Yeah, I know. You know, by me being here in the Bay, you know, it's a lot of Raiders fans out here, and I think for the most, I think more people were supporting Gruden. I think there's a lot of people, surprisingly, who don't like Carr actually.
Right. Yeah, a lot of people don't like Carr.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people. I mean, they want Mariota to start over Carr.
Yeah.
You know, I would love to see Mariota get a start, man, because I
would too, man.
I got a lot of love and respect for that, man.
Yeah, me too. That's because, like you say, he brought our franchise out the ashes, man.
Right. You know,
sure.
definitely brought us out the ashes.
Yep.
And you know, I just think if he was a little more vocal and you know, it took a little more leadership, you know, I think he would still been our quarterback. But you know, hey, hindsight's 2020. I'm happy with number 17. He's making things happen, and things started moving once he got under center. So
yeah,
you know, I'm gonna rock with that, man. But that's crazy, man. I appreciate the update, man.
Yeah,
appreciate the update.
No worries.
Let's talk about real quick. Let's talk about Super Bowl predictions. I know it's kind of early right now, but who do you gentlemen think the AFC is gonna make it to the Super Bowl, and at the NFC? Because last year I predicted Titans Bucks. You know, I came up short, you know, because the Chiefs obviously made it. But let's just throw a little prediction out there, man. A little bold prediction. Ian, I'll start with you.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I think the AFC is kind of up for grabs because I think after Buffalo, I think all these teams are pretty much right there neck and neck, far as competitiveness and the team makeup. I think Buffalo's kind of here, and then everyone else is even there. Even I still don't count out Kansas City. To be honest with you,
I don't either. You know,
yeah, I don't count them out.
Even though they're dead last in the AFC West, but the AFC West is starting to show itself.
Yeah,
you know,
but
the Raiders lost yesterday. The Broncos
lost. Yeah,
exactly. The Chargers are 4-1, but the Chargers can decline at any point.
Right, that's what I'm saying. To be honest, I think after Buffalo, I think, like I said, you got the Chargers, you got us, you got Cleveland, Baltimore, even the Colts, teams like that. The definitely Raiders, teams that kind of right there. They all kind of neck and neck. So to me, the AFC is up to grabs. As far as NFC, I'm only looking at, really, to be honest, personally, just my opinion, either the Bucks or the Rams coming out the NFC.
I got
they have like a legit shot.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get mine real quick. So I'm not gonna.
But did you want me to name two teams in particular, or just?
Yeah. Go ahead.
So if I could if I gauged it right now today, I will probably say out the AFC. Since I'm a homer, it's either gonna be the Titans, either the Titans or the Bills.
Okay.
Against I'm gonna say Tampa Bay in the NFC.
I got you. I like that. I'm gonna say at the NFC, I think 4 teams have potential to make it. I'm gonna say the Bucks, number 1. I'm gonna say the Rams at number 2. Actually, I'm gonna say the Packers number 2, the Rams at number 3, and if the Cowboys.
The Packers, yeah.
If the Cowboys can sustain what they're doing right now, and Ezekiel's playing like old Zeke, and you know, of course, Dak Prescott's going to sling that rock around, you know.
Yeah.
And the defense is they have 12 takeaways right now.
Yep.
It looked like they have the new upgraded bigger version of Deion Sanders with Diggs, man. He out there balling, dude. But I'm gonna go ahead and say those. I'm gonna say the Buccaneers for sure. If I gotta pick one team, and then the Titans coming out the AFC again. That's what I'm gonna rock with, man. Just because I see what the Titans are doing, how they're like trying to limit guys' snap counts. They're being managed, and that's what you got to do to be sustainable. You see it in the NBA all the time.
Load management.
Yeah, Steph Curry gonna chill for a little bit. Davis gonna chill for a little bit. You might see LeBron chill for a second. KD, that's what you gotta do, man. You gotta rest guys up and dissect really what's in front of you. Unfortunately, against the Jets, we tried to do that, but it hurt us because we chose not to, I guess, to start strong, not to execute. But that's in the past. I'll leave that alone. Hey, little Miami Jack fan, what about you?
This one's a little bit different for me. So I hear you guys with the Titans, the homer picks, but
right.
I'm not gonna come on the show and say the Titans. No. Even though
I want the friction. I want it.
No, so if I'm going AFC, I'm being honest, right? So if we're going for right now, the team that has the most impressive resume is the Chargers. And they can play, they can play defensively. They can get after you. They can cover in the secondary. They can run the ball. As far as like offense, they got one of the most explosive offenses that are in the league. Then you just look at who they played. So they beat the Browns, who were a solid team. They beat the Chiefs. They only lost to the Cowboys by 3 points, which is their only loss. But everybody else, they pretty much taken care of. So I like the Chargers a lot out of the AFC. So if we ending it right now, I would say the Chargers would be my Super Bowl pick.
Mm-hmm.
NFC, I'm gonna go with the Rams, all LA Super Bowl. So that's what I would say the Rams.
Right,
So that would be nice.
In LA too.
In LA, right? In LA.
It'd be in LA. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
Yeah,
if that happens, man,
halftime show would be crazy for real.
Yeah, that'd be
if
crazy.
That happens, man, I'm gonna say the league is rigged. If that happens,
everybody's gonna say that.
Right.
Everybody's gonna say that.
Because you saw Brady 1-1 in Tampa.
Right, we went from no team ever playing at the home stadium to 3 in 2 years, right?
Yeah. Let me not talk about that, man. I might stop watching football. If that happens. But no. So I mean, those are all great picks. As far as Justin Herbert goes, I think his youth is going to be exposed and exploited. And so, and the same thing with Josh Allen. As great as Josh Allen is, he has weaknesses, he has flaws, and so we just got to find out what they are and expose them. Especially with that youth.
Well, if you look at that game last year when we played them, if you in Josh Allen's face and you routed him, he's good for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you can rattle him, I think if you can really get in Allen's grill and rattle him and kind of get him a little shaken, yeah, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I mean, you see the formula, with Mahomes lately, man. Mahomes is just he is just not in a character right now because something rattled him, something shook him, and he's just not like I knew at some point these sidearm passes, all this stuff across the field. Like, I mean, eventually your luck is gonna run out, man. Because a lot of passes he throws are things that turn into interceptions, but he just hasn't had like that outcome happen yet. So we're starting to see what's up.
Gimmicky. It's a little gimmicky.
Exactly. There's so much film on the Chiefs now, and they lost a few pieces. It's just not in their favor right now. I don't think they're going to be Super Bowl contenders this year. I'm just gonna say that. But now those are all great predictions, man. They're all educated and backed up, and I respect everything y'all just said just now. Absolutely. You have any other things y'all wanted to bring up as far as from just the Week 5 matchup, Tennessee Titans versus the Jags? Anything else y'all wanted to talk about?
20 in a row. 20 losses in a row. That's bad. That's bad.
Well, we were talking earlier before the show. If y'all end up finishing dead last, I mean, y'all gonna end up in a good spot in the draft. So, like, who did you mention earlier that you've been keeping your eye on in the that could potentially end up in the draft and become a potential Jaguar? Who do you have your eye on?
Kayvon Thibodeau, defensive end out of Oregon. So
right,
yeah. If you hadn't had a chance to watch this guy, definitely go watch him.
Okay.
Like I said, I give an NFL comparison right now. My comparison to him would be Chase Young.
Oh,
So
nice.
yeah, go out and watch that guy. He's a stud. He was the number one rated player coming out of high school. So he had a lot of pressure on him coming into it, but he's lived up to it for sure.
I'm gonna write that name down, man, because I try to keep up with college football as best as I can, but it's just not a top priority for me. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
considering the fact that I don't have any control over who we get, I'm just gonna cross my fingers and hope we get some pieces to the puzzle that are gonna work for us. We don't, because I just hope we don't get another Isaiah Wilson.
Yeah. You see, he's on the practice squad with the Giants now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wish him the best though, to be honest. Like,
Right.
It just didn't work out. It seemed like he has some immaturity issues going on and some personal things, and see like now he maybe got his head on a little tighter.
Right. He's
and,
from New York, man. So hopefully, being back at
Right.
home doesn't hinder him, and it just helps him, just become a man, because that's what you got to do. You got to be a man first in the league.
Yeah,
you got
all
to be a
day.
man first.
I agree.
Your responsibilities,
Yeah.
and they need help, man. You saw what happened to old boy, what's his name, the quarterback for the Giants,
Daniel Jones.
You see, he got rocked, man. I mean, I hope he recovers, man. But he was lost. He had to get carted out because of the concussion.
Yeah.
So they need help on that old line.
And they lost Saquon too.
Yeah, with his ankle. Yeah, with his ankle. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Might be time for them to give up on Saquon.
I absolutely, man. He's been a case every year.
Every year, man.
He can't stay healthy, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's unfortunate, man, because he has the potential to be a generational talent.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Ian, man, give me some two-tone players of the game, man. Some guys you want to recognize on offense and defense. One and one.
On offense, I will have to say Marcus Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, of course, I don't want to say Henry. I mean, but I would say Marcus Johnson. Marcus Johnson, I think definitely for his first game to come in off of being on the IR for a couple of weeks, he definitely came in and gave a spark to our offense. And on defense, like I said, Harold Landry third, like that. Even and I'll say KB too, Kevin Byard.
That's mine. Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, but definitely Landry. He was all over the field, like almost like every tackle, every pile up, he was like right. You see number 58, like the quarter. He got the 2 quarterback sack. It was him. Like he was just after it the whole game, and he's like getting better. Like you saw, like each game he's getting better and better and better. He's progressing towards something, to the point to where I think him and Henry might be our 2 Pro Bowlers, or potentially Pro Bowlers.
For sure. All right. I'm gonna give it offensively. I'm gonna give it to Tannehill, and I say this because he had under 200 yards passing. He only threw the ball 22 times. He extended plays with his legs, but he was just smart out there. He had a couple plays that could have got picked off that was kind of risky, but that's what you do. But I feel like he made good decisions. He made good decisions, and he was trying to get that ball out faster, and try to produce. So I'm going to go ahead and give that to him. It may sound silly to some Titans fans, but I think he held it down yesterday for us on offense. Getting the ball into the right hands and making the right decisions. Defensively, I'm going to give it to KB. When he recovered that ball and took it to the end zone, like that was a veteran heads up play. You know what I'm saying? Like he knew what he was supposed to do.
Yeah,
and he knew that he had to get some type of production from the defense, and he got it for us early. And so I'm going to go ahead and give it to him on D.
And he was all over the field too.
All over.
He was all over the field.
I mean, I know that 58-yard run that James Robinson had was stopped. You know what I'm saying? By Kevin Byard chased him down. Hopped over one of our guys. And, it took him down. But it still resulted in the touchdown. But just the effort, it was contagious. For our defense. You know what I'm saying? So salute to Kevin Byard, man. Little Miami Jags fan, I'll go ahead and give your players of the game for the Jags, or if you want to highlight Titans players, man, I'm about that life. You can do that.
No, not highlight Titans. Offensively, I would say my player of the game got to go to James Robinson. I mean, best player on the team. He's looking at an 8.3 yards per carry average yesterday. With the 58-yard run. So you take away the 58-yard run, he still has a pretty high, yards per carry. So I mean, he looked good yesterday. He caught the ball think he had a couple catches out of the backfield. No, actually he didn't. But yeah, he looked good yesterday, so I will get with him. Defensive player of the game. Not a lot to look from yesterday, but I would say Caleb Vaughn Chason. So not sure if you guys are familiar with Caleb Vaughn, but we drafted him in the first round last year. And up until yesterday, he's looked like pretty much a bust. So I mean he's done nothing. So let's keep this in perspective. He had 2 sacks all of last year, and he had none coming up into the game this year. So he got half of his career, more than half of his career sacks in the game yesterday. So he not just that, he's looked lost when he's on the field, but yesterday he looked like he belonged. Other than there was a one pass play in the touchdown, you guys scored a touchdown on. He was just kind of lost out there in the flat, but that wasn't really on him. He was just put in a bad position, but he got consistent pressure on the quarterback yesterday. So I would say Chason, he played his best game as a Jag yesterday, so he would get the nod.
For sure, man. I dig it, man. I like that. Well, man, folks, I mean, that's probably gonna wrap up the show for this episode, man. I really appreciate both of you gentlemen coming on the show, giving your insight, your perspective, man, and just honestly just giving it your time, man. I can't express how much I appreciate you two for being here right now. So salute to you guys. You're very respected on the show. Little Miami Jags fan, you're gonna get another shot at us December 12th. Y'all gotta come to Nissan though. So
we play better there. We play y'all better there anyway. So
hey man, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, man, but I just don't think y'all gonna be able to stop us that game. So that's just me being biased, talking out the side of my neck, man.
There's nothing we've seen so far in the season that shows that we can stop y'all that game. So
for sure, man.
High percentage of you being right.
Hey, for somebody to still be rocking Jags gear and to come on the show so calm and collected, man, I got a lot of respect for you.
Big salute to you, homie. Definitely.
Straight up, man, because I can't stand a bandwagon fan, somebody 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I can't stand it. It's annoying to me. So hey, salute to you, man, and hope y'all have a great rest of your evening. Ian, man, I hope you start feeling better, my dude.
Thank you.
Yeah. Man, drink some tea, man. Drink some tea. Get some fluids up in you.
Get on some of this OJ.
Absolutely. Don't put no vodka in there, man.
Oh, no vodka, man. Yeah, straight OJ.
Hey, good luck next week against the Dolphins, man. It's a little Florida battle. They got the Dolphins next week. So.
Yeah, we got to get out of snot. This is our second home in London, so let's hope we can get a victory. Because I mean, we'll have the fans there. The fans love Jacksonville in London, so let's hope we can get out the snot and not make it 21 in a row.
Yeah, definitely.
Right, man, for sure. Well, hey, we're gonna bring you back on when we play y'all again in December. So I'll be reaching out to you, and if you ever want to hit me up, man, talk football, we can do that all day, every day. But until next, for sure. Until next time, people. It's Tight Gang or Don't Bang. Please make sure you hit the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the Two Tone Zone if you haven't already. We're trying to do big things here. Let's help the channel grow. Give us comments, feedback. Whatever you can do to help us get this show better. But we appreciate everybody that tunes in and participates. So salute to y'all. Hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you next time.
Peace.
Welcome to the Two Tone Zone.